This is Half-Ass Nerds, Josh.
And Jonathan. And we just wanted to give a little intro to this episode before we released it. This is not a very good episode.
Yeah, a bit of a disclaimer here, a warning. This episode is scary.
Yeah, a lot of rambling, a lot of not staying on topic, a lot of Dragon's Milk beer.
And, plenty of Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, plenty of Dragon's Milk beer. But it still got some good banter in it, and some parts made us laugh, but some parts a little hard to listen to. And
yeah, cringy.
Yeah, but it's a learning process. And I also want to thank all our people that we went with our first episode. We had a lot of good feedback and had some people follow us on our on Facebook, and we really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely enjoyed all the support. It felt really nice.
Yeah. So again, this is the second episode. Episode 3 is a lot better, so have faith. It does get better, and we are getting better at it.
Oh yeah.
So
3's not the best, right? But definitely better than 2. It is the revenge of 2.
Yeah, the revenge of 2, I think. So
redemption.
So enjoy the episode.
Yeah, have fun. Maybe get drunk and we'll sound better. All right.
Welcome to Half-Ass Nerds, playground built on imagination and bullshit. Here just for your sweet, sweet entertainment. Be entertained.
We are Half-Ass Nerds, lovers, not obsessors of nerd culture, nerdism. Here with us today is the usual myself, Josh, and
Jonathan.
Well, alright, let's let's get started. Or you want to check it out first?
Alright, well, first thing I want to do, in our first episode, we talked about the movie Zardoz.
We're jumping right into that.
You're right into it.
Not following our fucking list at all.
I'm not, because I want to know.
I wrote it fucking down, and Zardoz is third. We talked about it third last or something.
All right. You're right.
No,
Let's skip
it's fine.
it up.
We're down.
We're down?
Yeah,
All right. What was your impression of seeing the movie where Sean Connery is in a red diaper with, animation strapped to his body?
I mean, epic. It was totally epic. The floating head. Maybe I just watched the remastered version, which I'm damn sure I did.
Yeah, I think you did.
But it was still epic.
And the boobs.
Those boobs.
The boobs.
The boobs. The only boobs.
Yeah. They were the only boobs.
Wow, it's kind of a sad movie now.
But the story, did you dig it, or were you too tired? Was it boring? I mean, be honest, man. It's cool.
I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, I fell asleep. I didn't mean
to. Yeah, Josh fell asleep at the end of it.
Movie.
But let me tell you what happened.
At the end?
What do you last remember?
Fuck. Basically, I remember the force field.
Yep.
Right.
Around
him wanting to get his buddies in there. He was all about revenge at this point.
Yeah.
I saw him kind of changing his opinion on
because
that.
He was getting smarter. They were making him smarter at that point.
Yeah. Which was cool. So I guess that's about where I was. He was going through with his initial plan, essentially, but having conflict about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's about where I fell asleep. I didn't see the resolution of that.
The one scene I want to talk to you about was the dinner scene. You remember the dinner scene. It was before what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Where they were all standing up with their hands going... Okay, I remember you giggling when you were watching that. What'd you think of that?
I was definitely watching that. Fuck, I'd hate to be assaulted like that by
mental powers of
guests and shit.
10 hippies.
Yeah, and they're all waving their fingers at me. That's traumatizing.
So if you had to give it a nerd rating from 1 to 10, what would you give Zardoz as far as the nerd rating, as far as seeing it or not seeing it?
Oh man, you know damn well my ratings are fucked up, or in my opinion fucked up. I'd say it was pretty good, honestly. Let's...
Yeah, cinematography was pretty cool.
Yeah, let's... I don't know, six?
6?
6 out of
yeah,
10, you know what
I
mean?
respect
Like,
that. I respect
6 out
that
of
because
10, you know?
I gave it
was goofy.
I
I love bad movies.
Yeah, I love bad movies too.
And
It's
overall,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real cheesy.
Oh, but it's so good.
And it's got that 1970s film thing where a lot of things don't make sense, but some things do make sense.
Yeah.
But you're glad both of them are there.
Yeah, I love more or less how it's original. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, there's a ruling power. It's
it's a sci-fi story that's been done many times before it. You know, there's
Right.
Utopia. The people are immortal. They don't know how to interact or be very, human at all. They beyond that, where they become everything is about research and making sure their culture continues in this utopia, even
Right.
beyond what's right or wrong. They've got people who every time they make a mistake in the culture, they add more years to their lives. So eventually they get to a point where they're senile. It's rejected by society because they are actually free thinkers, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Where they're
Like the guy that got assaulted at the dinner table.
Yeah,
That guy
exactly.
was just-
Yeah.
I mean, he was just trying to help his buddy out, more or less.
Yeah.
Or his little slave. I don't know.
But the
Sean
best
Connery,
part, I think,
what's
and
his
the funniest part to me, has got to be when they were trying to get his penis to erect.
Erect, yeah. Yeah, and they're showing him all sorts of stuff on the projector.
Yeah, he wasn't
and,
digging it. But then he
No.
kept looking at the live female in front of him, and he got excited.
Suck on that porn.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't quite cut it for Sean Connery.
So would you suggest this to other nerds in our listening area to watch this film?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, you gotta like bad movies and enjoy the time.
I don't
of
think it was
the...
bad though.
No, it wasn't.
It
too...
wasn't like
super
Sharknado or.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Sharknado.
you could tell that the artist was trying to make something.
Yeah, again, visually, it's
beautiful.
Again, I watched the remastered version, but
Mostly the
it's
boob
still...
scenes, but that's the director's choice.
one-
Not,
sorry, the one
Don't make me a
boob.
misogynist here. Watch
it?
the movie. There's good cinematography on female breasts.
Yeah, is it one scene or 2 scenes considering each breast?
No, there was
It's just-
many scenes
was
with
it?
breasts in them. I think you fell asleep to a lot of the breast scenes.
Wow,
There were a lot more.
that's
And I think
upsetting.
they were shot well, and I'm not being a horny old man.
questionable at this point.
I mean,
That's
what other
okay.
movie in your history do you remember breasts being, like, beautiful in the film?
I mean,
And I think that Zardos is up there.
I think, yeah, it's a good film. Well, it just, yeah, we'll move on from.
I'm going to say one, Risky Business. It's got one of the best shots, cinematography-wise, of breasts.
Got to dig deep in my memory for that one. It's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
a while, and I think I was stoned.
But they were ones you remember, though, right?
Yeah, they really stick with you.
They weren't huge. She was kind of, not endowed like, porn movies. But they were very sexy in that film.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give
Congrats, yeah.
Risky Business. Can you think of any other film where breasts were like bam to you?
I mean, I didn't realize we were that podcast, but...
No, it's all right.
I'm
Female form is beautiful, and we're both feminists. We're just saying that the female form...
I'm not comfortable here, man. Man, you're very uncomfortable.
Uh,
I want to get away from here.
All right, we'll go on to the
No,
next
no,
topic.
I'm doing out in the wood. The woods, yeah. It's a better place for this.
I'm sorry, but being
The
a male,
women are
being a
always
male,
listening. They're always
watching
listening.
film, like I'm obsessed with film. There have been moments in history in film where breasts came onto the
I hear
screen,
what you're saying.
and it wasn't.
cinematically
I had a boner.
beautiful.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
beautiful.
no, I know
It
what
was
you mean.
artistic.
Yeah.
It was bam. And I think Zardos did a real good job of doing that when it came to female breasts in that film.
I
you know,
agree.
not a-
I can agree with that.
Yeah. And, Risky Business. I'm going to say another film where I thought where breasts were even more artistically beautiful would have to be The Elephant Man. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Never seen it. No idea.
The John Hurt, David Lynch film is when he's first able to see the female form.
That sounds cool.
And because he was deformed, he was
so he couldn't see.
He never thought he would ever get a chance to see a naked woman. No. And this woman exposed her breast to him to show him something he would never see.
Oh, wow!
And it's a beautiful scene.
Beautifully.
It's not pornographic. It's not demeaning to women. She wasn't, barbacious. It was
poor
just
guy
beautiful.
that would never get any. I guess at least he got that.
Yeah. And that's why she did it. She did it to give him a gift of the female form.
Such pity.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be, misogynist or white dude.
I started getting all stupid about it.
Yeah.
Wow, all right, show him your boobs, but...
I wish there was
like that hurt.
And here's a statement for my female friends out there that are listening. I wish there were more penises in regular film. Women expose everything. Males only show them with shirts off.
I'm sorry about the inequality, but I do not wish to see more penises in film.
I'm saying it should be equal. I'm saying if we're going to look at boobs...
I guess all in the same scene, if it makes sense and it's congruent. Why not do it equally, mutually? Again, if she's shown her boobs and it makes sense to the scene for there to be a penis.
Yeah, for our gay friends and also for our female friends.
Penis.
A penis.
Do
you remember the first movie you ever seen a penis in?
I
do.
I don't.
Life of Brian. It was not a hard penis, but it was just a penis.
Wow.
Life of Brian.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
For that.
Yeah. That's the first film you saw a penis?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Honestly. No, I watched porn.
Well, no porn, because that's just obvious. You're going to see a penis. I'm talking regular TV film, rated R. What was the first penis you remember?
This has gotten weird, man. I did not see our podcast going this direction at all.
But I'm just saying, women are being exposed both areas.
Yeah.
And without
I'm just
any.
Saying I don't remember, so I can't actually give you a
film.
Answer
well, we'll come back to that. If you think of it, come back.
I don't know if I'll be able to, but sure. If you'd like to revisit my penis history, sure.
Well, I'm just in film. I don't want to know your penis history. I just want to know your penis history in film.
Download it, get it to you on PDF, email it to you.
Yeah, that'd be worth it. Yeah, I got you.
The films, everything, really.
Yeah. Top 10 penises really in films. Our female listeners, send those in. I want to read them because I think you deserve a voice. Top 10 penises in film. Our female listeners. Okay, let's get into the next topic. And I hope it's okay to move on. Is it okay to move on, my friend Josh?
Yeah, I guess it's all right to move on. We might as well, right?
Because we were talking about sex and boobs and penises. So
for a while.
Here we go.
Unexpected. Thanks, Zardos.
Yeah, Zardos.
Unexpected.
The Sean penis Connery, is bad. That's in the movie. Check it out. Guns are good. That's in the movie too. Check it out. I want to give I need to back up. I want to give my rating. I gave it a 7 as far as the nerd culture grid. I thought it was it's not good, but it's not bad, and you can tell people tried. I will give you a little history about the film. The actual director and writer of the film said in a DVD commentary, this film got away from me. So remember that when you're watching it, because who knows what he was up to at the time. Drugs.
Yeah, I think that's a fair warning.
Yeah, it's a fair warning, and it relieves the pressure of liking or disliking it, because it does go wild after a while.
Go into it open-minded.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Best advice, right? Yeah,
we are open-minded people.
Yep.
So we'll give it a watch. Comment at us. Tell us what you think. If you hate it, if you loved it. If you thought it was dumb, if you thought misogynistic, which, remember, it was made in 1974. So, But we'll go on to our next topic right away.
Sure.
We've got the top 10 nerd parts of culture that shaped us as nerds.
Yeah. They were very influential.
In growing up.
Yeah, very.
And I listed these from 1 to 10, 1 being the most prevalent. Josh is working on his. It's a work in process. So as we talk, we'll figure those out for him. And I want to go with my first number 1 is film. From a very early age, and the very early age of TV that I got to watch, I would watch anything that was a film, and black and white. I would remember watching PBS television. They would do old films, and it was the first thing I ever made myself act sick so I could stay home and watch these old ass movies, silent movies, Charlie Chaplin. I mean, they would play, the classics too, but some that were just dumb. But, it intrigued me. The storylines, the acting, right. And then from my whole life, I think film is probably my top 10 thing nerd culture-wise I love.
Okay, what's one that stuck out to you as a child?
As a child was Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was silent film, and they had the text on there. And I could read at the time. I think it was maybe 7 or 8. And he was hilarious.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the old I should. He was a genius when it came to,
it's history at this point.
Yeah.
So it would...
And I know there's a big, debate that, him and other silent film fans were more funny than Charlie Chaplin. But it was the character I fell in love with. This down and out, poor... tramp, that everything bad happened to him, but it didn't seem to faze him because he was so about being joyful and finding simple pleasures in eating a boot. Because he was so hungry that he just you saw the joy in his face about eating this boot and the laces. It was a beautiful thing.
Very moving,
but funny. But funny at the same time. He was eating the shoelaces like it was spaghetti and slurping it up into his mouth and this happy look on his face.
Heck yeah. All right. Well,
what do you think, as you look at your list right now, Josh, what do you think your number 1 could be? Just could be right now.
I mean, film's a great starting point.
But what started you down the nerd culture? Was it cartoons?
Yeah, I'm really
leaning towards that.
I was really leaning towards it. Really, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
They get you started on this.
Point of contention here. John does not like Scooby-Doo. Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Dragon Ball Z.
I'm done with this podcast. I am walking out.
But see, this is the joy of this podcast, my friend. We can agree to disagree and to promote your love of.
Bye.
I was big into Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Looney Tunes again.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd.
Superman,
old school.
Original Superman.
Oh my God, that was great.
It is.
Yeah, the original old cartoon Superman was awesome.
Pretty sweet.
It had a look. That's why I love when you remember when Batman did the animated series on Cartoon Network. Yeah, 90s with Cartoon Network. Yeah. I feel like they took that look and made it into a series. That's what makes that Batman series so badass.
Dude, really?
They gave the old Batman 30s.
Series. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The art style in that is just mind blowing. For a cheap cartoon that was on every week.
God, there's a lot to that show. A lot of... They get into a lot of things with the characters. Joker, there's a lot covered.
Did Mark Hamill do the voice of Joker during that? I don't know.
I hope so.
I don't think he did by then. I think that might be too early.
Yeah, you think?
But the Batman that I love, as far as animated Batman, is the best, and he was in that. I don't remember his name at this time.
Wait, which animated?
The voice of Batman.
The same one?
Yeah, he's been it for a while.
Yeah, I love his voice.
His voice is the best
For
Batman voice I've ever heard.
Oh, it's so good. It's my iconic, nostalgic
Exactly.
Batman voice.
I agree with you 100%. As far as cartoon Batman, he was the best.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Who do you think is your favorite Batman as far as the films?
Damn, I'm really not sure. I wonder, what's your favorite Batman film? Not like, let's exclude the new ones.
I'm gonna say all of them.
Yeah.
What Batman spoke to me the most, because Batman is number 7 on my list of the top 10 nerd culture things.
Yeah.
And we'll redo all the lists in a minute here. But Batman, I always attracted to because of his pain, his wealth, and his desire to do good in the world.
Yeah.
And he was a little crazy. He was not perfect.
No.
You know,
I don't think he should be necessarily.
Exactly. And I'm going to have to go Michael Keaton, man. The first Batman.
Yeah.
As far as films go, my introduction to Batman was
he did
the old Adam West,
right?
Adam West Batman, and I love that shit.
Do you?
I love that shit. I could watch that every day. It was
funny.
perfect
Bruce Lee
comic
made
book
a scene,
to.
What was it? Their movie, the Batman movie.
I've seen
way
that
back.
too, man. Yeah, with Batgirl, and I had such an adolescent boner for Batwoman back in the day.
So and the Green Hornet.
Green Hornet was part of them.
Poke their head out the window.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So my introduction was Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
But the Batman that I envisioned of what Batman was Michael Keaton, the first Batman movie. Not the rest of them.
Yeah.
The first one.
Trying to remember what is that?
What's your opinion? What do you think was the best Batman? Was it George Clooney? Was it
George Clooney?
No. Was it what's the newest guy that did it with
before George?
Yeah, Batman Begins and what's his name?
Crap, I don't know. He
Fuck.
was in Terminator.
Yeah.
One of those Terminator films.
God damn it. We suck. Remember, we are lovers, not obsessors.
Hang on. You ready?
Culture.
Half-ass nerds.
Half-ass nerds. See, this is why we were
That's
half-ass.
who we are.
But if you could think of your best Batman, who do you think it would be? Film-wise.
Film-wise. Oh, God. The new ones were really good, though.
I don't know. Did you love Batman, or did you like the Joker, or did you like the other characters better?
I like the Joker in the new one.
Yeah.
It was just... I thought the origin... There was more to it, really. They went over the origin story, and, they grew it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of around the time they started doing origin stories.
All right. Get on our phones. I gotta know who the fuck that guy's name is.
Yeah, I like Michael Keaton's, though. I really did. Again, I gotta remember, though. It's all blurry. He did the one with the penguin, and it was Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that was good. I mean, how's that not iconic? That's pretty rock solid.
Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah.
Christian Bale's the name.
Yeah. Right.
Did you like his Batman?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. It's not my favorite, but it wasn't my worst.
Yeah, it wasn't the 90s animated Batman voice, but he did all right.
What'd you think about Ben Affleck?
Was okay. It was all right. I don't know. I thought the whole movie was a bit...
See, now, that's why I'm glad you said that, man.
Much.
Because I don't think Ben Affleck was a bad Batman.
No.
I think the bad thing was the bad script.
Yeah, it was
and the bad
it wasn't a
cinematography of that film.
Yeah. I enjoy it in terms of visually watching Batman and Superman fight.
I loved his suits. I loved when he was on screen.
Yeah.
I never felt like that wasn't Batman.
Right.
I didn't like the script. I didn't like the story. I didn't like how everything was chopped like you were a psychopathic, schizophrenic.
Here's this.
I mean, it was
this. Yeah, it was much. They tried to put in a lot.
I don't think they edited him well to be a good Batman. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Because I think Ben Affleck...
I do like that Superman, though. The guy that played Superman.
Yes, I do, too. I agree with you.
Superman.
Cavill. Yeah, that's his last name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with you very much. I do like him as Superman.
Yeah. It's done well by me.
And I even grew up with, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
The original Superman.
Yeah.
He is the best for me because...
Oh, he's awesome.
He
is the original.
He would put on those glasses as Clark Kent, and his character would change.
Right.
And you believed it. I didn't believe it so much with the newer version.
Sure.
But when he did
still
it...
looks the same. Like, he's got the same hair and everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like Reeves had a little bit different going on. I don't know. I'd like to go back and watch.
All right, then there's an episode right there. I'd love you to.
Yeah.
You need to watch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Skip 3. And maybe go to 4. Don't worry about the rest of them. But
is there more than 4?
Oh, yeah, there's 5.
Really? With Reeves?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, did not know that. I think I've only seen up to 3.
Yeah.
Probably.
3 is pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's when they had, the great comedian Richard Pryor, but the story made no damn sense. All right, now let's break down this list. Now, top 10 of nerd culture that
we've talked about. Our first one, or your first one, we'll roll down your list.
All right, my first one was film.
Mine was cartoons.
Cartoons.
Right.
Let's talk about cartoons.
So, yeah, like Scooby-Doo. Apparently, you hate. Didn't know that.
Only because the story was the same every episode. And that's because
go after a masked person.
Yeah, and it wasn't a ghost. I wanted it to be a ghost. I wanted it to be a zombie. I wanted it to be the devil or whatever monster Migo they were going after.
It sounds like you don't understand Scooby-Doo at all. You just apparently don't get it, and that's okay. I don't judge you for it.
Oh, I know, but I don't hate Scooby-Doo, but if it came down to Scooby-Doo or Fat Albert or, cartoons that were out during that time, I would pick Bullwinkle.
I mean, I don't know if Scooby-Doo's my first choice.
Because Scooby-Doo
there is the age difference here, so...
Yeah, there's an age difference.
Guess I had a little... Fuck, I watched Dragon Tales. You probably don't even know what the fuck that
I know what Dragon Tales is. My kids used to watch it. I'm 50 and Josh is...
27.
So, the listeners, you see in the age difference. That's why this is interesting.
Fuck, I'm old. I'm so fucking old right now. I'm almost 30.
I bet you've never seen Bullwinkle.
Yeah. I
the show?
Fuck have, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, you're cooler than I thought.
Wow. You thought little of me, apparently.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Most people, your age, I don't think have seen Bullwinkle, man.
I don't know. Hopefully, listeners chime in. 27, younger, have you seen fucking Bullwinkle?
Yeah, I'd like to see those stats.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
That would give me hope in society if there's more people who want Bullwinkle.
I feel like people my age, or very close, a year or two, have seen Bullwinkle.
Have you?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it like on cable or something? Do you remember how you were watching it?
I feel like VHS.
VHS
honestly.
Is where you saw it.
Probably in school, even.
Really? It's
Possibly.
Possibly?
Or on TV. Fuck yeah. It might have been on TV.
It might have been on TV?
Yeah.
Because it was always on when I was a kid on TV. Always. On the 3 channels we had, it was on.
I might have had an extra channel. Who knows? I might have been a little spoiled. Got the Bullwinkle channel.
Got cable.
Boomerang.
Yeah.
I do remember a time in which we did get free cable.
And you got Boomerang.
We had every channel. Yeah.
Gotcha. I was just seeing the origin story of how you watch Bullwinkle. I see it. Because of cable.
Most likely. Yeah. I was young. Terrible memory. Something that should be made aware right now.
All right, I'm going to go with my number 2 on the top 10 things in nerd culture that is Jonathan. I'm going to go sci-fi. I read a lot of sci-fi stories. I love the old Flash Gordon black and whites that were on PBS. They would run the old series. Yeah. Anything was, spaceships and Star Wars. Yeah. I watched when I was a kid. Very, very young. The first movie, New Hope.
I mean, I was young.
And it blew me
My
the fuck
family,
away.
It was like forced. They're like, you're fucking watching Star Wars. And
did they?
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, mine was actually in a theater.
Yeah.
And young, and very young.
I mean, I went to see the prequels in the theater, given my age difference here, but yeah, it was still a big thing in my life for sure as well.
And with each film, it just got more entrenched that I was a sci-fi person.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I watched, because Empire Strike Back is my favorite, but I was... The Empire... Return of the Jedi came out on my birthday, and we made it a birthday party to take my friends to go see it. And it blew me away.
Nice. That's an epic party.
I mean, it was epic to me because I was looking so forward after seeing Empire Strikes Back what the fuck was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, poor Han was in a carbonite. Luke had his arm chopped off, and he found out that Darth Vader was his father. I mean, where was this story going to go? It bothered me and my friends for a while about what was going to fucking happen. You know what I mean?
And it's good.
Yeah, and
it's good.
It's good. But I want to back up and say that I'm not Star Wars over Star Trek, because number 6 on my list is Star Trek, and it was on when I was a kid on syndication, where they would repeat the episodes, and that's all sci-fi I would get, regardless to Star Wars, which is a movie and an event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would continually run these on.
You see Star Trek more often.
No, I see Star Trek more often, and I loved it. I loved it. I love Spock.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I can't really weigh one or the other against, because I love lightsabers. I love the Force. I love the philosophy behind the Force.
Yeah. It's more like Buddhism. Yeah. It's more of like an inner force.
And then I love the exploration of Star Trek, right? The ultimate exploration where they're just experiencing all sorts of fucked up scenarios.
And I think it has a lot to do with my liberal views on culture. And there was black, there was Oriental, there was Scottish, there was white, there was an alien even with Spock. That really shaped my whole view. Like, why are people racist? Why... Star Trek, they had every race there. Yeah. And they all worked together, and they loved each other,
Their human society, like the way Earth is, apparently, all the countries come together, and the desire to explore space, right? Like
as a team.
As a team.
As a team.
I definitely agree. I don't get racism. Doesn't make sense. Human race for life.
Yeah, human race for life. Or alien race if they come down and they want to mingle.
Yeah, I'm not going to hate you.
All right, let's go to number 3. My third top 10 nerd culture thing is video games. I started with the Atari.
Yeah, I believe I started with Nintendo.
Yeah.
So,
and me and my cousin stayed up to do the ultimate video game nerd thing at the time, was to turn asteroids over to 0. Right. It took 38 hours. We stayed up the whole time, and we would take turns playing it to turn it to 0. Because there are a certain amount of points you can get where it rolls over to 0. That you beat all the points.
Right.
And we did it. Nice. And I have never felt such an exhilarating achievement, and this is pretty sad if you think about it. But when I got my college degree at 40, I think it was real damn close to that same feeling of turning over asteroids. That's because awesome. Asteroids at the later levels were hard. Hard.
I've not played much of asteroids, but
even though it was so one-dimensional poxygon kind of look to it. It was a hard-ass game. It was no joke.
Much about it, yeah.
It was no joke to get that high.
I don't think it'd take me a while to turn over those points, no doubt.
Yeah. So what was the video game you first remember, man? Like, that got you hooked or got you into video games?
Dang, All right, let's work with me through here in my memory.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 came out.
Gotcha.
Like what with the PlayStation? Did that come out around the same time?
Yeah, the PlayStation. Well,
and 64?
GameCube. You're talking?
Did GameCube come out with the original PlayStation?
GameCube and PS2 were coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the original
I think
Nintendo
you're right,
lasted
it was-
for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And then Super Nintendo.
And then Super Nintendo was a long
Nintendo
time.
64.
And then the GameCube
No,
was like
64. It goes Super
64.
Nintendo,
Yeah, 64.
Then
I played 64 in my 20s.
yeah.
So
How the fuck old would I be? Some math there.
yeah, there's some math there.
No, I'm not doing it.
All
I'm
right.
not gonna lie to
Fuck
you.
it.
Yeah. Either way, I think
That was
when
your
I
main
looked back,
remembrance.
yeah, it's the 64. I remember playing a Star Wars game with my dad.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
64
we
Star
just-
Wars was
yeah,
badass.
yeah. What the hell? You were playing as a gunslinger.
Yep,
Essentially.
yep. Was
Yeah,
that Shadow of the Empire?
I think it was. Yeah.
Is that Shadow of the Empire?
I believe so. We could do an old Google
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
here
yeah.
in a second, but yeah, I remember fighting through it. You fight Boba Fett and his fucking ship, and I remember that being the
Or type it in, man.
bitchiest part. So you played it though?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What did you think of it? What do you remember
I loved
of
it.
man?
The 64 was, the Super Nintendo. The 64 was a great. I love Doom from the 64 though.
Yeah,
That-
Shadow of the Empire. for
Shadow of the
sure.
Empire. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Clarified.
Yeah,
Confirmed. But
I was
go on.
big in it at that time with Lara Croft
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I was a big Tomb Raider fan. I played them all,
Fuck.
even the
Zelda.
shitty ones.
Zelda? Did you ever get into that?
I got into Zelda. I played all of the Zelda.
That was big for 64.
Well, that was
They
big for
had, like, some
64
of
as
the
well.
Fucking most iconic games.
Yeah.
Always Zelda, I guess, but Zelda, Mario.
Is Ocarina of Time in that mix?
Oh, Ocarina of Time.
Was
yeah.
that 64?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
what I
was.
thought. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
Oh, I played the shit out of that game.
Banjo and Kazooie. Man, there's a lot of games that just bring me back there.
Oh, I know.
Was it? Dang it, the 007, is it Golden
Oh,
Finger?
GoldenEye.
Yes.
That game was
GoldenEye,
badass.
dang it, yeah,
The
Golden
first
Finger.
multiplayer that was cool. The first multiplayer you could play with your friends.
Oh,
that
that
was
kicked
badass.
so much ass. Yeah, I loved it. Loved it very much.
Another thing I'm a big nerd about that's not on my top 10, but is James Bond movies. I'm
Yeah.
a big James Bond fan.
Yeah, again, film, man. It's a big
Yeah,
one for
big
you.
film. Yeah, I guess that's number one, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
so-
film guy, film junkie.
Okay, since we're talking about video games, and that's, number 3 on my list, and what number is that for you?
Yeah, just
Number 2?
right around 3. Yeah, because film and video games. Yeah, I'm with you on the films. I'd
What
say.
game spoke to you the most throughout your history of gaming? Because I got mine. And I'm going to say
Which video game?
Fallout
Yeah.
3.
Fuck yeah, Fallout. Oh well, again,
Fallout
Zelda,
3.
man. I love Zelda.
You were a bigger Zelda fan?
I mean, it just came out before,
I mean, where you
Well-
spent the most hours, the most time, the most enthralled in a game. And I have to say Fallout 3.
Diablo.
Diablo,
If we're
good
talking
choice,
early,
my friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Good choice.
Like the first
Was
Diablo.
that 2 or
The first one, man.
the first one?
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
for
I
you,
was
man.
Definitely playing the first one. Hell, that might be an early.
That's early memory for you.
Yeah,
Is the
early, yeah, like video game. Memory.
Did you play that on a computer then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Guess
All
that's
right.
right up there. 64.
64.
area, yeah.
The Doom 64 is my favorite Doom.
Oh, it's a good game. man.
Oh fuck, is it
So
hard?
many good games on the 64. It's outrageous.
Yeah, I have to agree. GameCube.
Yeah, not a big fan. They had a Super Smash, a continual one.
Yeah.
Always enjoyed playing that.
I wasn't very good at that game, man. With Super Smash, I
Yeah.
wasn't very good.
Zelda, Twilight Princess, and
Yes. Yes, I
Wait.
played all the way through it.
Fuck, that's the Wii, actually.
Yeah.
So, not GameCube.
Yeah. That's weird.
Can't think of a... I think they have Wind Waker, I believe. Was a Zelda game on the GameCube.
But my
They had
favorite
a few
PS
others.
game, and I've played them all, and I've beat them all,
wrong.
even on hard difficulty.
Whatever.
God of War.
God of War.
Do you like God of War, my
Yeah,
friend?
it's one of my favorite series,
Have-
for sure.
What have you played through it?
What have I played?
Yeah, what have you played with God of War? You played them all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, not the
The newest one on
branch-offs.
PS4.
Yeah, well, not the branch offs and the newest one. So I haven't did the Chains of Olympia
Or Ascension.
Or Ascension. Yeah,
I've got it. I've got it in the room right over there. You can play it if you want. It's awesome.
Oh, fuck, it's awesome. The new one's awesome. I have.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I just rented
Yeah.
it, from Breadbox when they were letting games be. So rented it.
My uncle got it. Oh, fuck, man. Again, the way you throw the axe Leviathan and you have to hit another button to bring it back.
And I thought the
very
acting
pleasing to me
because I watched on Twitch the playthrough.
Yeah.
And on YouTube I watched some playthroughs. The acting, the voice acting, the story, man, was I really love that.
Yeah.
I love that company. What is it? Santa Monica Monica Games. I love that company. Yeah. They know how to put the story into the game.
It was really good. Yeah, absolutely, man. You're fighting the gods. You're fighting fucking gods. I do like how in the new one it's an RPG, dude.
It's more upgradable shit.
It's more RPG like in terms of hit points, like on
no
enemies
shit.
And shit. Like it's intense.
Yeah, I didn't
you
get to play
deflect.
very long.
It's not button mashy like the other ones, which again I love still.
But that's the thing about God of War, man. It wasn't so button smashy. It was puzzles. It was like a wide range of
outside
video
of
game
combat. The puzzles and the story,
and platforming, and it was like a mix of all good things, video games into one game.
Pretty awesome. It is an epic fucking series.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fallout's another great one. Skyrim. I think
Skyrim.
Oblivion.
If I say Fallout, I say back. Skyrim right after.
Right. Bethesda, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, they're awesome. But they really dropped the ball on Fallout 76.
I
heard it's getting better as far as upgrades and DLCs.
I heard they added AIs and
I hope so.
All sorts of stuff.
They
made dungeons more explorable rather than I guess before it was like a raid.
Yeah, because I did get the game and I played it when it first came out, and it was bullshit.
Yeah,
it was bullshit.
It was bullshit.
And I want to say right here on this podcast that if you have to pay extra to make your game better, fuck you.
Yeah, that's cold, man. I just paid $60 for this game,
or
and then
70 or 80 when it first came out. I don't.
Yeah, depending on which edition you got, you can get like a gold edition for $80 or whatever.
If I have to pay more to make my game more enjoyable on
it should
mini
have
transactions, fuck you.
I believe a game should have a complete story
and a complete experience when you buy it.
Or if you're gonna gain shit, work for it in the game. Mm-hmm. Like you gotta fucking work for it inside the game. And yes, it's
I understand if you want to put a different outfit on the person, you could pay for that.
Sure.
If you want a different looking gun or some cosmetic, go for it if you want to pay for it.
But you have to unlock something to continue playing the game or even make it better.
That's just capitalism at its worst right there.
It's unfortunate, man. It is, but
I
don't know if Fallout.
I don't
think Fallout 76 is necessarily doing that to kind of defend him. I think all these updates are indeed free, so you just buy the game at whatever.
So I want to reserve my judgment until I play it with all the adjustments that they made, because a lot of fans were pissed off, and
I wasn't happy with it. It was kind of barren.
Yeah, barren. It was just
game.
Robots.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on. You had some raids you could do where you go hunt various. I will say that they did add different monsters. You know,
did they?
I enjoyed that. There's
I didn't play it much.
Things
I didn't
to
play
fight.
Much.
That's okay. What I didn't like is most of their updates while I was playing were cosmetic. You know
were they
cosmetic?
Yeah.
Like we're just trying to upgrade your home that you set up once in a while as a camp, basically.
Gotcha.
Again, cool.
Cool.
Not a big deal. Yeah, you can get robbed and killed by other players, which seem to happen a lot.
Now, I'm going to bring this up because I was an actual addict of World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I want my friend Josh here, my best friend Josh here, to experience World of Warcraft. But I'm also worried he might become addicted.
I have a problem with addiction.
Me too. Me too. And I was addicted for a lot. I had to put it down because I was losing a lot of life that was out there
like
playing
HP?
that game. You know, not HP, more life itself, reality.
Experience points, man. You were missing out on
I was missing out
life,
on life experience because I was so consumed sitting in front of a computer till 2 a.m. then going to work.
Could, man. I love RPGs. I love leveling up and farming shit.
Yeah, and farming and selling and making money.
Oh yeah,
it's like Minecraft on crack.
Without any crafting necessarily.
Right? Yeah, there is. There's a ton of crafting.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's someone's raging right now because I don't understand this game.
and I encourage you to play it, but I'm also worried at the same time. Do you get me, buddy?
Yeah, I do.
I played it for 7 years.
Yeah.
Straight, obsessive, compulsive, but enjoying every goddamn minute of it.
Yeah. And that scares me.
It's an addictive game. And the storylines and the quest lines are awesome, and there's so many of them. I want you to imagine Skyrim, but 10 times more.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's how big this world is, and that's how much there is to do. Right. And from PvP, where you're playing against, you're attacking other characters and trying to get the best rating. Sure. You've got raids where you get 20 people together and you go after this big boss. And then you've got, 5-man raids where you got 5 people that you trust to go in and do something. I mean, it's all over the place on what you can do. It's not one style of play. And you got to know your armor. You got to know your equipment. You got to know if you can get into something and actually make a difference or go back and get some better equipment. Because if you go into something higher than you will get your ass handed to you. Yeah. It like challenges you.
Of that.
Yeah, the challenge is to get the good gear, to get the best equipment, to craft the best things you can. Yeah. And it's a constant...
Stop it. You want me to get addicted? Is that what you're fucking trying to do right now? I have enough problems, okay?
All I remember is how, at that time in my life, that 7 years of my life, how much I loved that goddamn game. Yeah. I mean, it was... There was nothing that was corny. There was nothing that... The stories were awesome. I always liked hearing what the stories were. The movie... I don't know if you watched World of Warcraft, the movie. Did you get to see that?
Didn't. I don't generally try to watch movies based on
video games. I hear you. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as it should be.
Probably.
I give that the 50-50.
Probably a lot more depth in the world.
There's a lot more depth.
Yeah, I'm sure they...
I just wish they would have started from the beginning with that storyline, because the storyline is so huge.
Is it? Again, I've never seen it. Shit, I'd like to. It is something... That and the Assassin's Creed movie. I never got to that.
I did.
I didn't get to that. Oh, it's no bueno?
No bueno. If you like Assassin's Creed, don't watch that movie.
Oh. I do, kinda. I mean, they're okay.
You've bought a lot of them. I've seen you.
Oh yeah, dude. I actually played most of the series.
I've only played 1 and 2.
It's funny though. I'm like, they're okay.
I've only played 1 and 2 Assassin's Creed. So
I've heard the newer ones are perhaps better.
Really?
I haven't played. Was it Odyssey, or I guess I played a little bit of Origins, where it's like Egyptian based, and the other one's Spartan. So.
To give a plug to a sponsor we don't have yet, I want to give a shout out to Dragon's Milk, New Holland Brewing Company. If you want to sponsor this podcast, I will be a happy dude. What do you think, Josh? Do you like that beer?
I think Dragon's Milk is good for the bones. It's just, I feel stronger.
Yeah, I do too.
Is that a scale?
Yeah, that's a scale.
All right, well, fuck yeah. Drink Dragon's Milk. Get scales.
All right, well, this podcast will talk about video games for a long time, but that was the introduction to our talk. And we want to go to number 4 on my list of top 10, nerd culture or obsessive things I'm into, and that would be literature. What would yours be, man?
Sure. Let's see. In between video games and the other stuff. I had comics.
Comics.
So I guess it falls around.
I would see literature and comics close. I mean, comics is later on my list, but I could see the correlation right there. I lived poor. I had a library card.
Fuck.
And I read.
Yeah. For sure. What's a book you read as a kid that you enjoyed?
I'm going to have to say, and this is going to sound nerd hackish, but it was, and I swear to God it was The Hobbit.
The Hobbit? Oh, yeah.
Like,
nice.
Tolkien.
Yeah, it's weird.
I didn't understand a lot of it because I was so long, but I had a gift, I guess, or a curse, was reading stuff that was far beyond my grade level.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
and I could understand it.
Yeah.
Spelling and math, not so much, but when it came to reading, I was accelerated.
Sure.
And The Hobbit spoke to me big time. It was, and I've been a big reader. I read, and I'm not joking, I read like 5 to 6 books every year. Nice. I've gone up to 12 to 13 books a year.
I'm not quite that into books. But
but it's just me.
That's awesome.
It's just me.
No, I think that's amazing. It's something I definitely aspire to read more.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's good books out there, man. There's good books out there that you will like. There are good books out there that are tuned to you. Yeah. That's where you need to figure it out where it is.
All right, one basic book that, school forced me to read.
Yeah.
That I enjoyed, Outsiders, dude.
Outsiders, good choice, my friend. Yeah, that was a high five.
Really,
they forced me to read that too, and it was amazing. The book that the school made me read that I love a lot is Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies, another good one. High five for that.
I'm glad that
definitely.
And To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird, I did not.
They didn't force you to read it?
No, I think by the time they were going to try, I was in high school, and
Gotcha.
I was like, fuck that class.
But I would suggest you read it.
I did more
it's amazing book
at that point, but yeah.
There was a period in my life, my friend, where I went and read all the classics I could find.
Yeah, I get that.
And I believe that there are ones that are classics and are ones that are just because it's old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That are the hype.
What?
Charles Dickens is a piece of shit. I'm going to say it right here, right now.
Unpopular
They're boring
opinion.
as fuck. The only thing that was good was The Christmas Carol. Whew. Everything else is garbage.
All right,
there
lay it out.
Better authors as far as classical literature, and I'm going to talk about Tolstoy. I'm going to talk about, so many artists that were so much better that are considered classics than Dickens.
Wow. Moment of silence for Dickens.
Yeah,
apparently.
Fuck him.
Yeah,
fuck him and fuck him. I tried. I really did try. I went to his first book. Here. I went to his third and fourth book, and then I went to his last book.
Well, I don't know. I didn't.
You don't have to. Trust me. Trust me.
Huckleberry.
But Tolstoy.
Is that right?
Hermann Hesse, who wrote the first book about the Buddha. Hermann Hesse. You got to read him. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd about literature. I know I've read a lot, from the Iliad to Chuck Palahniuk and Fight Club.
Also, I think it's fair to say, since you brought up the Buddha in that sense, spiritual read
books.
a lot of
I read
spiritual
a lot of those too.
Texts. Yeah,
I've read the Bible. I've read the Quran. I've read every spiritual book I get, because there was a time in my life where I wanted to get off the fence of agnostic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, I just refuse. I was a child, though. I'm still kind of a child, probably.
No, you're not.
Eyes, so whatever. I'm still like, he's young. That fucking young buck bastard.
No. You'll never hear that from me, man. You'll never hear that from me.
Cocky.
We're all on the same journey, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
What I get from outside out influences are still what you get from whatever you're going through, man.
Yeah, I think we more or less suffer the
from
same
books, from
suffering,
TV, from friends, from lovers.
Yeah, we all suffer the same.
Exactly.
We suffer the same of
and we all learn the same lessons the same, too.
Love, hurtful love in terms of relationship or...
Mm-hmm.
not
I gotcha.
family or whatever. Loving a friend can be painful for sure, but
All right, well, now we're going to go number 5, which is art. I cannot draw. I cannot sketch. I can make a cartoon character, but it is very rudimentary. But I've always admired art and paint on a canvas where someone has actually had the imagination and the talent to make something real on canvas.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always been a thing.
Art is in everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can artfully create film. You can live your life with art, essentially. Creatively expressing yourself in everyday today life is amazing.
Exactly.
Honestly, I strive to be able to express myself creatively and in a way so everyone gets it.
Yeah.
I love art. It's been very influential. My uncle is great at drawing and painting, and man, I tried drawing
Me
manga.
too, and
I love cartoons,
Yeah.
which grew into anime, as you know.
Yeah.
So I did try drawing manga, manga, whatever. I did okay, getting the art, like eyes and face is really what I focused on. And that was cool. I can draw a manga eye.
And I will say that I have zero talent when it comes to it, but I admire it as an art form because...
Dude, yeah, absolutely, man. Again, my uncle, he can draw...
anything.
Yeah. You name it.
Either, I like the weird, I like the different, but I also like the traditional and the real to life. There's painters and artists as far as they could take, something in true to life and just capture on penis. Here, can capture it on canvas perfectly, and then there's people who can take an emotion and make it into art as far as a visual medium, and that's what intrigues me. I went to the Salvador Dali Museum in Daytona, Florida, and it was a spiritual experience for me because I've only seen these paintings in like prints or a picture on Facebook.
Right, and then
to see the actual paint on canvas.
See each stroke, right? Like that's
and that made my addiction to going to art museums a major thing in my life.
I mean,
I wanted to see the real paint on canvas. Is this painting the good? I would love to go to France and see the Louvre just to see the Mona Lisa.
Just to
see the paint on the canvas.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I definitely have an appreciation for museums, art museums, science museums, whatever. Maybe car, fucking automobile, whatever. But that's one thing I also got from my mom, like a lot of things, really. Yeah, we went to a lot of museums.
That's
man,
awesome,
and I've been to
awesome.
Quite a few art museums, and I love you can just stand there, look at it, and take what you want from it.
Exactly.
You can make your own interpretations, and it's beautiful.
And I've actually seen Pollock canvases in a museum, and those are abstract, and they're just colors and splatters where they look chaotic, but I didn't see it that way. I saw this as somebody who knew art, who was taking it his direction and his feelings, and you could see it on the canvas.
Beautiful thing about art, I'd say podcasting has an art.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's an art form to podcasting. There's an art form, everything.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of like, everything's art just as much as it is Zen. You can turn an art form into Zen, and you're just doing it in this meditative kind of process, right? You're just creating.
Every time I write, I've always said this.
I really love that.
That when inspiration hits, it's out of this world.
Yeah.
When something hits you creatively, it's not a part of you alone.
No.
It's something beyond you.
Oh, absolutely.
When
you're creating something, you're just flowing with it. maybe it's the energy of the universe, energy of the earth, kind of like the Force, right?
Yeah. Star Trek reference.
Sci-fi reference.
Sci-fi reference, yeah.
And that's just spirit. And it's funny that it's like a nerd reference, right? That it has to communicate through Star Wars. It doesn't
because it's
have
not
to.
football, it's not America, it's not...
Is there a zen to football, you think?
I think the people who achieve the greatest part of football,
Like
or the
achieve,
Heisman Trophy, or parts in their life, those people are zen in their craft. That's why these stars rise to the top. Like the same painters, Rembrandt, Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
These people had so much passion and talent that transcended the normal.
Sure.
And that's who we admire. That's who we love because we see it with our own eyes. We watch a football game or a basketball game and go, holy crap, that guy is talented. It's the same way with art. It's the same way with art.
Absolutely. I think more or less my fifth one is films. We've
talked about it. Yeah. Well, give me some information on a film that may have transformed you in a way, or you were like, yeah, this is something that made me, or what would that movie be?
I don't know. All right, let's follow the art concept. There's a lot of films. All film is art, like we've discussed. But Dark Crystal, a great one again to go back to our list. Where what helped influence me
personally
as a nerd. Yeah. Dark Crystal is. What is it? It's stop motion, right?
Yeah,
like it's puppets,
or but it was so puppets, raw and different.
Yeah, and it personally, I think it holds up visually. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't change at all.
No.
It just looks the same.
Have you seen the new series?
Decent. No, I haven't.
You need to, my friend.
Yeah. All right.
They hold true to the old.
Yeah.
They hold so true.
And I love the world, right? Yeah. Dark crystals, these fucking vulture beings.
Yeah, yeah, I love that film. I tried to introduce that film to my kids when they were young. They hated it, man. It was too scary. It was too, avant-garde. It didn't win over as much as I wanted it to.
My uncle that drew, he introduced, or he does draw. He's, again, awesome human being. But he showed this to me.
And you just clicked with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Loved it. He introduced me to a lot.
Can I ask you a question about another film I love that's more artistic, and that would be Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely,
again, yeah. The stop motion of it, the time it takes, and it's so wonderful, and the story's cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, it's great. What is, what is his name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yeah. Love his stuff.
Yeah.
Love Tim Burton's stuff.
There have been some hit and misses with him.
Yeah, what was a miss?
Corpse Bride didn't get into it so much.
Yeah, not too much for me either. I like 9, where it was like the stuff.
Was that? I don't think that was Tim Burton though, my friend.
Really?
That was something totally different, and I like 9.
I feel like.
Is it?
I don't know.
Let's research.
I don't know.
Let's pick up our phone and type in 9. I don't think that was Tim Burton.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. What do you like about it?
Oh, I love it. I love the story and I love the look of it, but I don't think that was Tim Burton.
What do you like about it, though?
I liked how it was a dark story about something that was created, and it wasn't mainstream.
Yeah, definitely. It's Tim Burton.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it say it?
No, I lied.
See?
Fuck.
That's all right.
Shane Actor?
Director.
Actor.
Yeah.
Is Shane Actor.
I can see why you thought Tim Burton, though. I really can. I can see it.
Again, they're created 9 different, more or less, stuffed creatures.
Yes. Can I give you an example of something like that did you like was WALL-E?
Well, yeah. Pixar?
was,
I know for a fact that's Pixar, at least.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, that's Pixar.
I love Pixar films.
Yeah.
Pixar was one of the first, or if not the first.
Like
I
Toy
believe
Story.
That might even be factual. They were the first to do a 3D kind of aspect where the camera moved.
Yeah.
Right, like it moved around the characters.
With computer
face.
animation, yeah, you're right. They were the first. Yeah, they were the first to really push the medium.
Yeah, and that, to me, was awesome, man. A
Yeah.
lot of their animations are really just beautiful.
Have you seen the one about anger and depression and happiness? What was that called?
The emotions.
Yeah, the emotions.
Like,
We gotta find out what that is.
Another Google. Half-ass nerd.
Half-ass nerd. We can't always remember everything because we're half-ass nerds.
Don't expect us to remember anything because we're half-ass nerds.
Okay, I got Pixar movies on the Google, and it's being slow.
Yeah, still. All right, so for me, that was, and it's art, right? So we did cover our art topic.
Inside Out.
And, oh, yeah.
Inside Out.
Inside Out. Yep.
Perfect. And I just Googled it, so I got it. But Inside Out. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good film, man.
And Up.
Up, yeah.
I'm going to say this
Love Up.
to record. I cried in that movie, Up.
I'm pretty sure I teared up, yeah.
Yeah, when he lost the love of his life and he didn't get to take her on an adventure.
Yeah, I mean,
that was
that's sad,
heartbreaking.
But, you know, it was, man, I can't cry in public, so.
I can. I'm pretty easy to cry. I'll give that up.
Oh, I mean, I'm easy to cry. I'll tear up easy.
Anger? No, that's
I'm
another
not
thing.
always gonna show you.
Yeah. Another good movie by Pixar, not too many people remember, is The Good Dinosaur. I thought that was good.
I didn't.
And it
see
didn't go very well. It
didn't
didn't hit very well. And I thought it was a great movie. The Good Dinosaur. So remember that, my friends. Cars. No, didn't get it.
I mean, I enjoyed Cars.
Did you?
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
I've never been a car
I might
person.
have been into a Larry the Cable Guy kick for a minute.
Yeah.
And plus, I've never had a problem with Owen Wilson. So
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the films. And
all right, well, let's move on our list.
Yeah,
we're going to number 6 on my list of top 10 nerd culture things that formed me as a person. And I have to say, Star Trek.
Right. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. We've done a lot. We actually, as you know, covered a whole episode that we lost on Star Trek.
Exactly.
I love it.
I love it too.
Seasons and the originals, and there's
branches
good
off.
ones. Next Generation, I love
Deep
just
Space
as much.
Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
Enterprise is not my favorite, but I still watched it.
Yeah.
I still went through
the one
every
with
fucking episode of it. I still loved it.
Yeah. That was the one with the cheesy intro. Right?
Intro with the
but it was good, man.
Rock music in the beginning.
Yeah. Like it was kind of an anime in its intro.
Yeah,
honestly, they're cringy.
Yeah, it was really
sometimes
bad.
I love them. Like I could probably.
I love that show,
love that.
but the worst song intro I've ever heard
is that one Enterprise.
No, that's the Enterprise.
Yeah.
I hate
Again, I agree. It was bad, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I can't help it. It's so bad.
butt rock. It's so butt rock.
I enjoyed it though.
I love the show.
It's
the
terrible.
show. Don't get me wrong. And the hottest Vulcan I have ever seen
is.
To this day, if I have a fetish,
I haven't watched too much of that one.
Oh my God, she is gorgeous.
Agreed.
And I'm not being misogynistic, my female friends, but watch that show and tell me she isn't beautiful. She is the hottest Vulcan I've ever seen. And her acting was superb. Her storylines were great. You know, it wasn't just one package of her body. It was a whole package of her acting, the storylines. She was amazing.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
beyond.
not familiar.
I think beyond the Borg that was in Voyager, who turned into human, and everybody thought she was hot. No, I think the Vulcan and Enterprise was a lot better.
You also like the original series, the
Yeoman,
the original Yeoman.
I grew up with it. It was on my television in reruns constantly, and I would watch it even if I seen it 100 times.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously is kind of dated. I don't know what she looks like today, but she was good looking.
Yeah,
But
she was so monotone.
Objectively, it's kind of like looking at art, right? Like I see the view.
And I'm going to say a controversial thing right here. I thought she played Vulcan better than even Spock.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should.
But she rocked it. As far as the battle between emotion and non-emotion and logic, she evolved that show into a better character. Spock took it off.
I mean, unpopular opinion maybe, but women are more emotional than men. I don't know.
And to see a woman do that role,
I mean, yeah, she did well. Yeah. She did very well, and agreed. It was awesome. It is.
I've also seen Picard. Awesome. I've also seen the new Discovery, or I think it's called Discovery, the new series.
Oh, yeah, Discovery.
I think that's what it's called, right? The new series.
Fuck it, yeah.
I've seen them all. Picard is better.
2020.
Picard is better. I do not like the timeline in Discovery.
Yeah.
They're saying it's back when the original cast and the sets and the technology and the Klingons. It doesn't match at all.
It doesn't. Like, if it did come before the originals, the technology is all fucked.
They got holograms. They've got...
Again, I was hoping they would take it to, like, all right, this is alternate reality. Okay, we have more advanced technology.
But they don't. They don't.
No. It's... Okay.
It's supposed to be in the same timeline as the original Captain Pike.
Yeah, I think that might be a thing right now, though, that I don't know, maybe it's me personally. I just like alternate dimensions. I also, speaking of that, earlier film with Jet Li called The One.
I've seen it many times.
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
The One.
That's really one good. Jet Li film I will, promote to everyone. It's one of the best. It's one of the best.
So awesome, man.
And Hero.
Heroes? The series?
No.
When
Hero. It was called Hero Jet Li.
Yeah, with Jet Li. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
You
went
know
off on my
right?
own thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I have seen quite a few Jet Li movies.
Yeah, me
if
too.
not all of them. But yeah, Heroes.
I've even
good,
seen,
man.
Jackie Chan.
Chan? He can, and he will.
And he will. But Drunken Master, I've seen them all.
Yep.
I like the original first one.
Yeah, absolutely.
B-rated.
It's so good. And then, it's Project A.
I've seen that too.
It's pretty good, man. I love that.
When Jackie Chan turned into more popular, what was your favorite film by him? Was it...
As he got more popular?
In American audiences. Was it Bronx?
What was that?
Rumble in the Bronx?
I don't think I've seen that one.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, that's what got him in American cinema.
Really?
That was the movie that blew him up in America, was Rumble in the Bronx.
I failed myself.
Okay. Note to the podcast, this film is what Josh has to watch for the next episode.
Dictatorship.
Yeah, and you can give me one.
Okay.
You can give me one.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. You're a film junkie, though, so
I am a film junkie.
Wish me luck, guys.
But Rumble in the Bronx is one of the best Jackie Chan films I've ever seen.
I should watch it, though. I do love Jackie Chan. It isn't an issue for me to watch that film.
Oh, I have a big suspicion that you're going to love the fuck out of it.
Probably.
Because it is... Okay, remember what he did in Japan?
Yeah.
Oh, was it China? No, excuse me, China.
Yeah, I think,
he was Chinese.
Definitely Chinese.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're
Scrap that.
offensive.
Edit that out. Maybe we won't.
Are we
He was from
racist
China.
or ignorant? Both.
From the China films, this is the one that he came to America with,
Yeah.
and it blew up. It's what got Jackie Chan known.
I think one of the, like, it's so cheesy, man. Tuxedo.
I've seen it.
Obviously, these are after he blew up in
Yeah,
America.
after he blew up.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Fucking great. Oh, man, I actually love Rush Hour. Then, what's the Western? Shanghai Noon.
Nights. It was
Shanghai Noon and then Nights.
Yeah, Shanghai Nights.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
were good films, man. They were popcorn eating. Good night at the movies. I remember those. Yeah, they're good.
Man. How do you not? Chris Tucker's enjoyable, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fifth Element. It's in there.
That's a great movie, man. But I seen his recent one. Have you seen that? Was where he was an older man, where his daughter was killed, and he went after the people who killed her.
No, I want to. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's so. What is it called? God, look it up.
Google time.
Google
How am I
time.
supposed to look at that? What do you, Jet Li or
No,
sorry,
it's
Jackie
Chan's newest
Oh,
film. Jackie Chan's newest film.
I'm
I
not
can't
gonna
remember
lie,
the name
I
of it.
hope Jackie
But it was
Chan
bad.
never
It had
listens.
Pierce Bronson as the bad guy in it,
All right, talk over me. That's cool.
and
Yeah.
it was damn
Fuck you
good.
too.
It was damn good.
Yeah, fuck you. All right.
You got it?
Jackie Chan.
Newest film, Pierce Bronson. Put that in there. You'll find it.
Jackie Chan. Pierce.
You're up back here.
Pierce Bronson. The Foreigner.
Foreigner. Yeah.
Right. Let's see if that's on Netflix. Hang on. Timeout is The Foreigner.
The Foreigner.
Foreigner on Netflix. The answer is cryptic. A lot of dates.
Great film.
Released in China on the 30th, 2017. In the United States, 13th. That's 30th of October, 2017. 13th of October, whatever.
Yep.
Basically, I'm getting, for right now, it's on Netflix.
Well, we gotta watch it. You gotta see it.
Yeah.
You will be amazed how good it is. For how old he is.
Right.
And it's more darker than a lot of his films. You know, he's got some comedy, he's got some slapstick.
Dude.
This is not. This is not
He has a
slapstick.
lot, yeah.
This is more dark. I think you'd really enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure it would, dude.
Yeah.
Sure it would.
I thought it showed his acting skills.
Okay.
You know.
What does that put us at, actually?
Well, right now we are on number 7.
7? Well,
And
what do you
7
got there?
is, for me, Batman.
Oh, so we did cover Batman a bit.
We did cover Batman, but I think on my list as far as nerd culture things that I really got into and the whole mythology and the story arc of that character, I've always been attracted to Batman.
Yeah.
Even in the bad films that I didn't like so much.
Me too. I like Batman more than Superman. I always
I do too.
Always
have.
Like, alright, don't get me wrong, super powerful. It's great. I love his honor. You know, for the most part, he's a good person. Gotta enjoy that.
By the way, he never used a gun.
What, Batman?
Batman. The original series, excluding the films, he never used a gun.
Sure, in comic books, he
Well,
never
in the
used
beginning
a
years,
gun.
you know, the very first beginning years, he may have,
I think
but
so. Yeah.
they changed it quite early
Yeah.
that he was a non.
It wasn't much, for sure. He
Yeah.
didn't use a gun for long, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
It was always to maim or to get a gun out of a person's hand in the back
Either
issues.
way, man. Batman kicks ass. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
I think that the new series or how they projected into the future as far as story arc need to get away from his origin story.
I think
'Cause
they
I'm
need
tired
to
of
dive into his fucking detective skills.
Exactly.
The motherfucker is a
Exactly.
detective.
He
and
was a
that's what
detective.
makes him
He used
awesome
technology at the
alongside-
time
Yeah,
to
alongside
figure
his
out-
combat skills, technology, and everything. But he was a detective. He was smart, and I think he was right up there with Lex Luthor. He could create alongside Lex Luthor, and I think that says something for their universe.
I agree with you. 100%. 100%.
Again, Superman's
Is
Boy
he my
Scout.
favorite superhero?
He upsets me.
No. He's not my favorite. But he is the one that I will continually go to because the content is good.
My favorite. Actually.
He might be your favorite?
Yeah, really. I mean, he's the most human. So much to relate with. And
I'm sorry, but mine is Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I love Swamp Thing. I read the Alan Moore version in comic books. I read his backstory. I love that character. Next to Constantine, they're real close, but it would be Swamp Thing, Constantine, and Batman. You know, because those are the comic books I read and I loved.
Gotta love DC for its dark universe.
Exactly.
Really.
It wasn't so frou-frou. But, you know, I read X-Men.
Yeah.
I read Superman. I read Spider-Man. I read Iron Man. You know, I read those. I didn't collect them or obsess over them.
Right.
As many of our friend nerds will.
We're half-ass nerds here.
You know, but my three was Swamp Thing. And, well, there's the number 4 on that list is Hellboy.
Oh, number 4.
I got big into Hellboy.
I mean, Hellboy's pretty awesome. I never actually
You
read
need
the
to
comics,
read that comic books. They're so artistically awesome.
Conan? Dude, Conan comics are pretty sweet.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I read those too.
Yeah.
Even the comic Mad Magazine version of Conan, which was Igor.
Igor.
Is that the name of it?
I don't know.
Shit.
Here we go. Google time.
Google time.
Here we are all day long. We don't have a comm guy, right? Is that what that's called? Comm? Like the dude that'll bring this shit up for us?
Yeah, we need... If there's anyone in the listening audience that wants to be our researcher, we will pay you shit, but we will love you a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about. Pay.
We're not getting paid.
I don't have money, man.
We do this out of love.
I don't have money for that. Anyway, I can't.
All right, let's switch past Batman because we talked about Batman a lot. And number 8 on my list has always encompassed everything in my life. But I put it 8 on my list because the things above it in this list have been more prevalent, but music. All right, we're going to talk about music, my friends. I would have put this higher on the list, but as far as nerd culture goes, it wasn't an obsession until later in life. And I think it started in between my mother giving me a Mickey Mouse record player and all her old 45s. I mean, this is the old technology of the day. And she gave me the Beatles. She gave me the Rolling Stones. She gave me, you know, the Mop Top, the pop music of the day of her youth.
All on record.
Yeah, all on record. All on a little Mickey Mouse record player. And that birthed in me my love of music. And I followed the Beatles as I got older for when they were hippie, you know, Mop Top to when they were hippies to when they were adults. You know, and my love of John Lennon became from that. And then my world was open wide to tons of different styles of music. And I always keep my mind open for music as well. Give me your history with music, man.
It's hard to, as I discussed, my memory is lacking. But it's funny, I grew a lot. I was very influenced by classic rock and things before, like, you know, Four Seasons, Temptations.
Yep.
I was heavily influenced by what I felt like was soul at the time.
Yep.
Even, you know, as like Temptations. It was very soulful to me. Even today it has influence. Maybe that's just nostalgic, but it grew. I went into hip-hop for a bit.
Me too.
It's a dark time in my past.
Yeah.
No,
but what classic rock got you started, would you think? What bands and what music from classic rock kind of filtered that music obsession to you? I mean, was it Led Zeppelin, AC/DC?
Yeah, it's weird because as a kid, I didn't like Led Zeppelin. Grew to love them. One of my favorite bands. All time, I just love the wide variety that they encompass in their music, more or less. No, for the early years, what I remember really is pop music. A lot of pop music.
What pop music were you listening to?
Oh man, fuck, a lot of fucking pop music.
Well, I got my days of pop music too, man, so don't feel bad.
Oh, it's a dark time. No, not really. I enjoyed it a lot. There's Lil Wayne, fucking Tupac.
Tupac. See, you were in the
Biggie
days.
Smalls.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, that's your time period.
Yeah.
I mean, my day, it was Madonna and Michael Jackson. I mean, these are the pop icons. And the bands that I liked were The Cure, The Smiths, these underground.
Where did you get your influence from as a kid?
As far as a kid,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
parents
who
took me to
introduced-
see Chubby Checker
Yeah.
and the guy who did Johnny Be Good, Chuck Berry,
Hell yeah.
to a concert at a fair. And I'm so grateful for that because that was real rock and roll.
That's awesome.
I seen Fat Domino when I was a kid
Yeah.
at a fair. And I was so struck by how this was rock and roll.
Hell yeah.
You know, and from then on, I just evolved. I mean, I went to metal. I went to industrial. I went to punk. I went to, every year I look at my musical history, it was like a evolution of what music became. Into, the grunge bands back in, with Nirvana and Pearl Jam and, 9 Inch Nails. It was all evolution,
Yeah. I was going to say, so your parents introduced you to the music more
Perfectly,
or less.
yeah. My mom did. I mean, that Mickey Mouse record player and all her old 45s when I was quite young.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Me too.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Made a big impact on me because I was in control of what I liked from her collection.
Yeah.
And it gravitated to the Beach Boys, and it was all simple, innocent.
Beach Boys. Are,
You know what I mean? It was all innocent music.
It's good. I have enjoyed the Beach Boys in my past.
Yeah, but as I've grown older, for my love of music, I went to people who were like mentors, like my friend Scott, and my friend who died here recently, Scott,
Me too.
who shown me music that I would never find for myself, that opened my mind to bigger music like jazz. I used to hate jazz growing up, but now I'm a very big fan of the real true artists of jazz. Thelonious Monk, Miles Davis. I mean, these icons of an art form that most people don't like. You know what I mean? Because it's so avant-garde. It's so so raw.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know how many people in that list I actually knew, and judging by my own reaction, I'm going to have to say none.
Yeah, and it's a hard, and I understand the aversion to jazz because some of it is so chaotic. And there's an artist called Sun Ra who is so avant-garde, it's hard to listen to, but it's more like a artistic piece than music. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to evolve in your listening to get to his point. You know what I mean? You don't just start off with Sun Ra. You start off with some of the older jazz and work your way up. And then you understand it. Then you get it. That's how jazz evolved for me anyways. Was this art form that was made by black, poor, people who were subjugated and put upon, and they made their own style of art. And it's brilliant if you get it. If you don't, that's okay.
I guess not yet.
Yep.
At any rate.
I didn't. At your age, I didn't get jazz. I hated jazz. I thought it sounded all like elevator music. You know what I mean? Or chaotic stuff that didn't make sense. But, there's an album that got me started, which Scott, my old mentor, gave me.
Yeah.
Was Les McCann and Eddie Harris live at Montrose. And there's a song on there that it got me hooked on jazz. So it's a song. It was a moment.
Yeah. All right. Hell, for my own sake, what was it?
Les McCann and Eddie Harris live in Montrose. And it was a live concert they did in Canada, and that album is the one that got me hooked on jazz, where it expanded my mind to dig into more, look for more, find more what I like. Then I got into Thelonious Monk, and I got into Miles Davis, and I got into John Coltrane. These are all the classic pinnacles of jazz that if you didn't have that history, it wouldn't sound as good to you as you progress through it. You know what I'm saying? And then Sun Ra is Madman at the very end. You know what I mean? Sun Ra is
that's cool.
It's like a progression of avant-garde.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You got to go through it so you get it.
Right.
And then once you get it, you understand why it's so powerful. And that's what I love about the new, and this took me into my 30s. 35 is when I first started getting into jazz. So this is a lot of years of music that I listened to everything by that point, but I hated jazz. But it took one album for me to open my mind to find what I did like.
Right. So, how'd you progress? What'd you, so you started with, sorry, one more time.
I started with Eddie Harris and Les McCann.
Sure.
And
in jazz. Yeah.
In jazz, right. Yeah. And that's what got me hooked in. Okay, what else do I like about jazz? I love this album.
Right.
What else do I find out? And it happened recently with country music, to bring that up.
Yeah,
I'm a very old school country. I hate modern country. And then I found this female who introduced me to modern country, and I found artists that I loved. And I went and searched more, and I found avant-garde country artists that I love even more. Because I always liked the different and the odd and the underground. So I found those country artists that I did enjoy, like Tyler Chandler's. And, that guy is one of the best I've ever heard.
Don't know him. Not super familiar.
Anyway. Yeah, I would give it a listen to Tyler Chandler's. Yeah. He's a new artist. He's been around for maybe 5 years.
Guess I'm familiar with George Strait.
Yeah. Do you know Chris Stapleton? Yeah. I think he's amazing.
Second there, but
Tennessee Whiskey is a big song by him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
That's somebody that's new. See, that's the thing. I've always tried to open my mind to new music, man. There's a lot of new artists I love right now, like NF.
I grew up with country, actually. That was one of which I was going to bring up. But, yeah, one of the things, I guess, in terms of parents, so my mom was pop, kind of classic rock, got Temptations from my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, country, I think, and
like Waylon Jennings and old school, or
kind of sort of. I guess for me, I jumped into it around like
Garth Brooks,
yeah. Toby Keith,
he's amazing. He did the soundtrack to one of my favorite films, is Brother, Where Art Thou? Yeah, he did Bluegrass. I love that movie. I love that soundtrack. I had that. I've always got that soundtrack with me. I love that soundtrack.
It's a good plan. I love that. It was Down to the River, or
yeah. Oh, Death is in there. I love that. Well, that was Bill Monroe, a famous bluegrass artist who was actually on that. Did that a cappella for that soundtrack. Oh, Death. It's so good.
It's awesome. What'd Toby Keith do?
He did a lot of the music and the arrangement and the style of it for the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played in a lot of the songs that were in the film. Toby Keith did. I think he sang in I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow. Do you remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
He's the voice in
I
that.
was trying to
Yeah,
get
he's the
at
voice
earlier.
in it.
Yeah. It's a song I know the most.
Yeah. All right, we're going to number 9, and that would be
What do you have, man?
comic books.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, comic books.
Yeah.
I wasn't a
Browsed
collector.
that,
I didn't
went
take
over
care
that.
of them. I
Yeah.
read them. I consumed them. I loved them.
Okay.
But
I
was.
did do that, actually.
Did you collect?
Well, no, my uncle does. I believe he still does. It's been a while. Anyway, I remember as a child he would have me and his son, my cousin, put them into the plastic coverings. All of them. We'd be going through them, and of course, we're not focused on putting them in the plastic covering. We're reading some and like going over a lot of them, and he had, and I again assume still does have a lot of comics.
Yeah.
And it's impressive, really.
Really. I can understand your mentorship there, because the man who turned me into a lot of music that I love, he collected vinyl. I mean, he was obsessive about it, and very particular. And it had to be first pressing. It had to be perfect
covered and then taken care of, very well taken care of.
And he showed me what good music was, so I can understand I just was never taught that. I didn't have that person in my life to show me that these were
not directly for sure, or at least on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, I didn't have that.
I just thought they were things I could read, go on to the next, not really take care of, but just love the stories.
Right.
It's Spider-Man or X-Men.
I guess I didn't have that for anything necessarily. I don't know if you did, like any.
What was your comic book of choice?
I got a lot of different knowledge, so I guess it wasn't just collecting. My comic book of choice, then Thor, I believe.
Thor was your man.
Thor and Doctor Strange.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you,
I really
man.
enjoy those.
I understand your Thor thing. That was one of mine.
Yeah.
Mine was Thor.
Yeah.
I really think it was X-Men.
I do love Wolverine.
Yeah.
I love the shit out of Wolverine.
I mean, I'm talking old school X-Men. And Spawn. I got really big into Spawn.
They made a movie? What
Oh, no.
year? Yeah,
Oh,
what year
no.
was that, man?
90 something.
I wanted to say it was in the 90s. I couldn't.
And it was PG.
It's hard for me to say, yeah.
PG-13, which was wrong.
Yeah,
if
for
you
Spawn,
want, dear listeners,
choice.
if you want to know what Spawn is about, watch the animated series that the creator did for HBO. That's Spawn. The movie, no, it was garbage. And it's sad because the actor who did Spawn in that movie, I loved.
Yeah,
it was the script, it was the art style, it was the not making it an R-rated film. It should have been R. It should have been R.
At the time, I didn't know that, though.
Oh, yeah.
So I enjoyed it.
You did enjoy it. Yeah. I can see why people like it. I do.
Yeah.
I do. But it's not a representation of the original material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
When HBO went to the creator and said, okay, we're going to give you an animated freedom to do whatever you want, it's so much better.
I actually haven't seen the animated series on HBO.
It's on YouTube right now for free.
Is it?
Yeah, all 1, 2, and 3 seasons are free right now on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's a heads up.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. By the way, this is the drinking episode of Half-Ass Nerds. And we are drinking what? Shiner Brock beer.
That's right.
We did.
And we mentioned Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, Dragon's Milk. Yeah.
So,
one of my favorite beers. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I like it.
I've had it before, but still. Yeah. Heck yeah, what else you got there? On
Okay, I got number 10 here, and that's the paranormal
list.
And that's a broad range of things for me, from, ghosts. I've never seen anything. I've never had any ghosts to, UFOs to, anything supernatural or extraterrestrial.
I do have one. How'd you know? What?
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, anything out of the norm. And it always fascinates me. I've done ghost hunting in my past. Never found anything or heard anything or saw anything. I want to see things.
Yeah.
I'm open to see it, but I'm a skeptic too. Where I want it to be
Watched
real.
a lot of videos.
Yeah,
but
there was bullshit.
I've seen some convincing Ouija board
videos.
There's been a few that got me. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe
Fire
put a
Come
link
Walk With
in
Me.
there,
Have you seen that movie?
What is it?
Fire in the Sky. Have you seen that movie? I mispronounced it. About these lumberjacks in Alaska who one guy was abducted, and it's a true story.
Yeah.
And it's one of the one cases where I go, that might have happened.
One more time. I'm gonna look. So we got
It's Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, Fire in the Sky. It's made in like maybe 2000s, early 90s, but worth it. It's based on a true story. And there was a documentary on Netflix. I think they've taken it off by now, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. That it was the true story of those men, and that is just as enthralling. And it makes it because they all took lie detector tests and they all passed. This was something that really happened to them.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. I believe in it.
Yeah.
Personally. Guess I haven't experienced anything. It's hard to describe. Something that wasn't a ghost, it wasn't a demon, but I've experienced things that the eyes don't normally perceive.
Yeah.
Right. So.
The only thing that's ever been weird for me where it was in the paranormal domain, I think, would be my meditation and the visions I had after 2 years or after a year of constant meditation. But my teacher or my Buddhist mentor at the time told me that could be just parts of your mind being activated that made you see these things because you've been meditating, and that's not a normal state for the human body.
Right.
So he told me to take it with a grain of salt, admire it for what it was, but don't put too much into it because you don't know the true nature of what that was.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Not to put too much of a stink on it, but don't discard it as well.
Acknowledge it. Yeah, that's kind of the Buddhist thing, right? Acknowledge and more or less embrace and let go, right?
Yeah.
Like you accept it and discard it all in one motion.
Yeah. Not to be attached to its outcome, yeah.
Right.
But they were pretty powerful. They were pretty real to me. They were more real than any ghost that I tried to experience or any supernatural or UFO thing I tried to look for. That was more real, if it makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because I actually experienced it in a wakeful state, not, sleeping or dreaming or, creaking in the night when it could have been a wind coming from the rafters. This was something that was visually real, and even sensory real. I remember the smell and wind and, stuff on my face. So it was a little bit more tactile than,
more real.
Yeah, yeah.
Simply, for sure, yeah.
But it wasn't totally real. I had a sense. I had a sense that it was something different, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I've experienced different things.
Yeah. So let's go over your list, my friend. I mean, where are you at on your list as far as 1 through 10?
Mine's on a totally different spectrum, but being Asian was influential to me as a nerd.
No, was it?
Yeah.
You wanted to research your own culture, basically, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? Who doesn't?
Well,
Ancestry's a big thing.
Well, me
So,
being a
like-
pure white guy English, I don't like I don't like my history, and I hate the guys who did it. You know, so you know what I'm saying? I come from a negative look at my ancestry,
Yeah, a lot of
and you are
connotation
more
there.
looking where you can find the good. I'm seeing all the bad in my Asian history.
I think one thing major with the Asian culture is honor.
Yeah.
And that just
That resonates.
always, yeah. Right? How's having honor not resonate with someone? That would baffle me, really. Like, obviously, there's people out there, serial killers, whatnot, that can't imagine they have much honor.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think we're getting the end of the podcast, my friend.
yeah,
Where are we
I
at as
think
time?
so. Hour and 46 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great conversation.
I mean, it
If
flowed.
you listeners like what you hear, please like and subscribe to our podcast. And we'll have another one soon. Us rambling about the things we love. And we'd love your input and your comments, and we'll read them if once we get this started. So please do that.
All right, nailed it.
All right. That's episode 2.
Yeah, Josh signing out.
Jonathan signing out.
All right, have a good day.